to blow the roof off. I'd like you to meet Ed.
And I'd like you to meet TJ. We're your hosts for a half hour of science fun. We know you've been doing science activities before you joined us, so we're going to build on all the neat things you've learned so far.
During the course of the show, we'll ask 3 questions.
You bet, TJ. But first, since this is the first show, I've got you a little something.
Well, thanks, Ed. This is a great-looking box.
Don't open it yet. First, try to figure out what's on the inside.
Okay. I have no idea. It's light. It doesn't weigh very much. I'll say it's a fish.
TJ, that was a little fishy and a lot wrong.
But it is a fish.
No.
Just kidding. Thanks for the great magnifier, Ed. I'll use this for all sorts of activities.
You're welcome, TJ. You know, you could have investigated further before you opened the box. How about it out there? Here's question number 1. What other ways of investigating using only your senses could TJ have used to find out what was in the box? And we want your answer in the form of a question, because that's what scientists do. They ask what-if questions.
You mean like, what if I shake the box and then what would that tell me?
Exactly.
Cool idea. I also have a kickoff mystery box for you and our viewers.
Thank you.
But you only have until the end of the show to figure out what's inside.
That will be fun since we use science every day, like checking the weather to see if we need a coat before we go to school. Let's continue using science and find out what's in the mystery box. TJ, are you going to give us any hints?
No, but I'll do some scientific investigation with you. Let's do an activity that demonstrates how we can use our senses to investigate the world around us.
The humans didn't introduce us.
No, man.
I'll do it for them. You're Cephas.
Yeah, man. And you're Clyde.
Humans.
Ed, this activity puts using our senses into action.
It sure does, TJ. Now, here's a good challenge. Let's see how many different senses you can use to tell what's in these 2 different cups.
Okay.
First, the sense of sight or seeing. If you'd try, put some of that on top of the black paper and we'll get a good look at it.
Okay. Well, it's kind of off-white and it's in clumps.
Okay. Now try the other substance.
All right. Well, this one's kind of in grains or crystals and it's white.
All right, good. So there are some differences between the 2. Now, feel them, just a little pinch between your thumb and forefinger.
Okay, and this one's soft. And this one's grainy.
That one's grainy. Lots of crystals over there. Now, we got a hint of this before, but let's try it again. This time, sound, and we'll just drop it from a little bit higher, and that way we'll hear it as it hits the paper.
You can hear that one. You can hear the grains hitting the paper.
Yeah, and they spread all over the place, too,
Right.
don't they? All right, try this one.
Okay, you can't hear that one. You
Nope.
can't hear it at all.
No. Let's try the sense of smell. TJ, whenever we have students try a substance that they don't know what it is, we want them to waft the odors up to their nose rather than put their nose into it, because it could be something that could be harmful to them. So try smelling these 2 by wafting the odors up to your nose.
Okay. I can't smell that one at all.
All right, no smell.
And this one kind of smells bland. I mean, it's not a very strong odor.
So we didn't get a lot of information out of smelling them. All right. TJ, you've used sight and hearing and touch and smell. And from your analysis, what do you think the 2 substances are?
Well, I think that this one is sugar and this one is flour.
You're right. Now, that was pretty easy, TJ. I've got a tougher challenge for you. If you take off the safety glasses, and let me have you put on some gnarly bat glasses so you won't be able to see what I'm going to give you.
Okay, I can't see anything.
All right. Here's the first object to test.
Okay. Well, I can tell by just smelling it that it's an onion.
It's an onion, that's
Yeah.
right. You didn't need to use any of the other senses that one told you right away. Here's the second object.
Okay, well, I can hear something. I can hear ticking. I think it's a clock.
That's right. It's an alarm clock. That was pretty easy. Now, here's one that's a little bit tougher. See if you can figure out what this is.
Wow, it's really heavy. And it's flat on the bottom and it's pointed on top. But I have no idea what it is.
Take off your glasses, TJ, and take a look at it. See if that helps.
I have no idea what that is at all.
TJ, sometimes our senses just don't tell us enough about an object. Sometimes we have to use scientific instruments or go back to some references. In this case, this is a deck prism used in sailing ships to let light go into the below decks because they didn't have electric lights back then.
Oh, okay. Well, we found out a bunch about powders and crystals by just using our senses.
And a lot about our senses themselves by using them to find out what these different objects are.
Right.
I hate it when they don't give us hints.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what's in the box, Cephas?
No, man. Don't know, Clyde.
Huh.
So, have you figured it out yet?
No, TJ, I really haven't figured it out at all.
Why don't you shake that box?
Okay. Yep, I can feel it's in there, and it's in one piece. There's just one thing in there. It's not a lot of different things. That's a good clue.
You could smell the box.
All right. Ooh, that stinks.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't smell at all. So we know it's not some dirty old socks.
Right. Well, do you care to take a guess?
No, TJ, I just don't have enough clues.
You could listen to the box.
Hey, that's a gnarly idea. I don't hear a thing.
Well, sometimes our senses just aren't sensitive enough. We need to think about using tools to help us out. Before the show, in your classrooms, you may have tested a tennis ball and a rubber ball to determine which had the better bounce.
And when you did it in the classroom, you bounced the ball in front of the meter stick, and you saw how high the ball came up on the meter stick. You used your eyeball there just to estimate the height. That's not as accurate as it could be. Let's go now to some places that use some instruments, some tools, to test rubber balls and tennis balls. And you know something? I think I'll take the box along, too, and see if I get any clues about it.
While we do that, you and the audience need to think about question number 2. Here it is. What tools could we use to investigate what's in the box? Mike, the students in the classrooms have been testing tennis balls and rubber balls by bouncing them up and down to see which one bounces better. Now, they've just been using their senses, like sight and touch, so it's not quite as accurate as I'm sure are some of the machines that you have here. Now, I see you have a machine right here that I'm sure is more accurate or more precise. Could you show us how it works?
Sure, I can tell you about this. What they're trying to do in the classroom with their eyes and with their feel, we're using a computer here to tell exactly how far that rebound difference is. So what we do is we can clamp that ball in this tester, drop the pendulum down, and then through the computer that's built into this machine, exactly tell how far it bounces back and what the differences are between the balls. We'll load this ball in here behind this clamp, and I'll center this pendulum on the ball so that we get an accurate reading. Now push that button up there, TJ, that says start.
Okay.
Well, this only gave us 37.4% rebound, or in other words, the pendulum only came up 37% of its original height with this ball. That's not very much.
Right, so it doesn't bounce very much.
That's right. It doesn't bounce very high. Mike, we've got 2 of the balls that are identical to the ones that the students have used in the classroom. Could we try these?
Sure.
We test to make sure the ball's in the right place.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, it's ready.
Here we go.
Wow, 66.2%. That one has a lot more bounce than the first one. I wonder how that compares to the results the students got in the classroom. Mike, we also have a tennis ball, which is just like the ones in the classroom. Let's test that too if we can.
Yeah, well, that holder won't work with the tennis ball, so I'll have to hold this one. Okay.
You ready?
Now, what do you think it's going to be?
57.6.
57.6%, so it doesn't bounce as high as the rubber ball. I wonder if the students got the same results back in the classroom.
Well, now you'll have something to measure.
That's right. Mike, you know, we originally came in here to see what was in this box. TJ gave me the box and won't let me open it, and I have to find out what's inside. Let's see if the box has any rebound.
All right.
Do you think this is going to work?
No, but let's give it a try, TJ.
Okay. Ready?
Yep. It didn't rebound much. 6%. That's much worse. No wonder they don't make this basketballs out of this stuff, right?
That's right.
Mike, this has been fun, and we've seen how balls get tested, but we want to go to some of the other areas here at Goodyear and see how some of the other testing is done.
Well, look, thanks for stopping by. If you ever need any more help, you know where to come.
I'm testing the soil of my plant to see if it needs water. I really can't tell for sure by just feeling the soil. Maybe a better way to test it is by using a tool, like this conductivity probe. Now what you do is set the switch at moist, you stick it in the soil till the tip is completely covered, you wait for the meter to give you a reading, and you compare it with the chart that comes with the probe. I already looked at the chart for my peace lily plant and found that the meter should be at 6 or above, and it's not. So that means that my plant is thirsty and needs water. I love my plant.
How come nobody ever kisses a fish?
Hey, man, do you blame them?
TJ, I've been trying to find out what's in this box, and I've been using my senses, and I've also been using some tools. Now we're here at a car dealership, and I wonder if they have some tools here that can help us. Tom, when a car comes in, you mechanics have to use both your senses as well as some tools. Can you show me how you use your senses to see what's wrong with the car?
Yes, we use our eyes and our hands to check wiring harnesses and look for visual problems with hoses and harnesses. Sometimes we use our sense of smell, too, for some unusual odors.
But I'm sure you can't always rely on your senses, so you have to use some more sophisticated tools, right?
No, we can't. When we get to that point, we hook up our computer.
Can you show us how that works, Tom?
Sure. We hook up a couple harnesses here. And our service bay diagnostic system here will do a relative injector flow test.
Now, this is a computer that you've just hooked up to the car, and in this case, it's going to tell us how much fuel goes in each of the 6 cylinders of this car.
Correct.
And so you would like all 6 cylinders to be getting about the same amount of fuel.
Yes.
And what are we seeing?
What we're seeing, the level here is 0, which means this one's at a 0% compared to the number 5 cylinder. Cylinders 2 and 3 are at minus 1% and 2%, which means they're a little lower output than the other 2 injectors.
And you can use the same computerized system to do a whole variety of tests or diagnostics on the car.
Yes.
So you can use scientific tools to answer questions.
Tom, can we hook that computer up to this box to find out what's in the box?
No, we can't.
We can't. Oh, well, we're going to have to keep trying to find out what's in the box. Tom, thanks very much.
Thanks anyway.
You're welcome.
Isn't it cool how everybody uses science? We use it all the time, like when we use thermometers to help us gather information. We use a meat thermometer so we know when dinner is cooked just right. This one tells the temperature outside so we know whether to go swimming or not. This one tells me if the temperature in the aquarium is just right for Clyde and Cephas. All these tools pick up where my senses leave off. In fact, I think I'll take my body temperature and see if I'm warm enough while you visit another place that uses tools.
Dr. Krause, TJ, my friend, gave me this box, and there's something inside of it. I've got to figure out what's inside the box without opening it. So I'm trying to decide all the different scientific instruments and tools that I can think of to help me see inside the box without opening it. TJ mentioned that you have ultrasound here at the hospital. Do you use ultrasound?
Yes, we use ultrasound all the time. We find it very helpful to examine certain organs inside a child's body.
What exactly is ultrasound?
Well, ultrasound is a medical technology that uses sound waves that can penetrate the body and enable us to see the things we have to examine.
Now, ultra and sound is obviously sound waves, and waves go in cycles, and ultra means that it's very high or very high frequency, so there's a lot of those waves in a second. How many waves in a second are there?
Well, when we use ultrasound, we're talking about millions of waves.
Mm-hmm. Now, you and I can hear probably about 14,000 waves a second. The students listening can probably hear 18, maybe 19,000 cycles per second. Their hearing's a little bit better attuned to the higher frequency than ours is. But this is, you said, 2 million cycles, much, much higher.
Sometimes we use up to 10 million cycles.
Wow, that is high. Yeah. Can you show me how this ultrasound works?
Sure, I'd love to. Why don't we examine your kidneys?
Okay, good. How do we do it?
Okay, here we go. First, I'm going to use this gel. The gel will help the ultrasound wave penetrate through your skin.
So that gel sort of goes between the device, the transducer, and my body.
That's correct.
And the transducer is the thing that changes the electrical signal into the sound signal.
That's right, and we're able to watch. We're going to look at your right kidney, and we get a beautiful image of it right
so
there.
So I have one.
It's definitely there.
Oh,
I don't know if the other one's there, but
all right.
This one is.
Now, I don't feel a thing.
Well, that's one of the wonders of ultrasound. You just don't feel anything.
So those sound waves are going into my kidney, they're reflecting off the kidney, and the instrument is picking them up and then through a computer giving you a display.
Very good explanation. That's exactly what's happening.
But do you see anything interesting in there?
I see all the parts of your kidney, and I can report that it's normal. I think it looks very good.
Well, I'm delighted to hear that. Dr. Krause, now that we've seen how ultrasound works, can we check it on the box?
Sure, let's give it a try.
We need some gel, don't we?
Yes, we still need the gel.
And that just helps make a good sound connection between the transducer and what's in the box.
That's right. Now let's have a look.
I don't see anything, do you?
No, I don't.
Why do you suppose that is?
I think because there's air in the box, and ultrasound waves don't travel through air very well.
So they need some water in here. We could fill the box with water, couldn't we?
Water would be excellent for ultrasound.
But it would probably destroy whatever is in the box.
Could be.
Dr. Krause, thanks very much. This is a great tool, and I'm sure it helps you see a lot of things inside the human body. It didn't help us much with this box, but we're going to continue on and look at some other techniques for finding what's inside of things.
It's time for the biggie. Question 3. What's in the box?
I don't know, Clyde.
Hi, Roger.
Hi, how you doing?
Just fine, and you?
Good.
Roger, we have a problem. We need to find out what's in the box, and I can't open the box up. I know you've got some neat tools here that maybe we could use some of those to help us find out what's in the box.
Okay, we're going to just send it right through here. You can just hold it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it beeped. What does that mean?
Okay, that means there's something in the box that is metal.
So when the metal went into the electromagnetic field, it disturbed the field and the buzzer buzzed.
Right.
Well, we know there's a piece of metal or something that's made of metal, or at least has parts of metal inside. What else can we find out about this, Roger?
Okay, we can use our handheld metal detector here.
And what will this allow us to do?
To try to locate exactly the spot that the item is in.
Okay.
Okay. Take it right across the top here.
No metal there.
No metal there.
Okay.
Metal there.
Whoa.
There it is. It's on the bottom.
So we have something in the box that's metallic, and it doesn't take up the whole box. It's mostly centered right here at this end on the bottom. These are all good clues. Is there anything else we can do here to help us find out what's in the box?
Sure. What we can do is we can run it through the X-ray machine.
Great. Let's do that.
We're getting closer.
Yeah. Ken, how does this work?
This uses an X-ray, and X-rays will penetrate certain materials, and it'll be blocked by other materials.
How do you use it here at the airport, Ken?
We use it to determine whether or not an item has a metallic material in it, maybe a weapon.
Mm-hmm. So in this case, we can see the dark parts. We can see that there's some metal in this. The whole thing's not metal, but we can see that there's some metal parts there.
Right.
You know, TJ, I'm beginning to think I know what's in the box.
That's great, Ed. You see, all this testing did work.
Indeed it did.
But I wonder if the kids know. Let's find out.
Okay.
How come everybody knows what's in the box except us?
I know what's in the box, Clyde.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
What's in the box?
I'm not telling. But I'll give you some clues, man. It's lightweight, much smaller than the box. Electronic. And it's shaped like this.
Egads, it's a fish finder. Swim for your life, Cephas.
No, Clyde, it's not a fish finder. But it is a Game Boy. If you were able to deduct the correct answer from the scientific clues, you blew the roof off. Now that you see how much fun science can be, tell everyone that science is fun-tastic.